Hello, my name is Michelle Carlson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eagan, Minnesota. Welcome to my card videos. I'll be posting monthly videos to showcase current products from Stampin' Up! These products are designed for the beginner and casual paper crafter in mind. I'll be making easy, simple projects that you can use any stamp set, ink, and paper colors to create your own projects. Let me show you what we are working on today. This month, I'm featuring the Spooky Sweet Specialty Designer Series paper and Spooky Halloween stamp set. The Spooky Specialty Designer Series paper is an online exclusive. It is part of the Spooky Sweet collection. This comes in 12 by 12 and you receive 10 double-sided, 2 of each of the 5 designs, plus 2 sheets of the ephemera pieces. The colors that are in this designer series paper are Basic Black, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Petunia Pop, and Pumpkin Pie. And this is the ephemera pack where you can just punch out all these. And that's the card I'm going to show you is how to create and use these on your cards. Here is one of the designer series paper. You can always cut these out. They don't have dies to cut out, but you can fussy cut the images. And then on the back is just this nice orange and black type design. Also, you can make tags for treat bags. So that's fun with the banners and then tags and different things like that. And here is just a nice gray design for a background. Here's a cool like apartment windows, little things in the windows peeking out. And then here is orange and white design. Then this is a fun one with all the candies. I really like this designer series paper the best. And then it has an orange and black brushed design. And yes. And then here's something new with some sceneries. So you can cut these out and place on a card and then put your little characters in front of it. And then on the other side is this Petunia Pop design. The Spooky Halloween stamp set is a cute Halloween stamp set, as I don't go for scary. But there's this cute cat with a witch's costume and a dog that's dressed up in Frankenstein. For my card, I'm pretty much going to be using the words. And you have Happy Halloween, and I like no tricks, all treats, spooky, and don't worry, eat sweets. You got some bats and some, I don't know, other images here. Also, it can come with dies, so you can purchase the bundle. It has like a house here and some fence and bats, and then outline to cut out these images. And then this is a tag where you can flip it down, and then the bat image comes up. They can have as a tab to pull your message out or something from your card. The card I'm making for you today is an easy card that you can use any DSP scraps and ephemera pieces. What we're going to be using is the card base, 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We're going to have 2 basic white pieces at 5 1/4 by 4, one for the outside, one for the inside, and then also scrap for your greetings. And then the DSP is roughly 5.5 inches, or you can do little pieces like that, by a 1/2 inch wide, and you'll need 2 of each of 3 designs, and then your ephemera pieces. We are also going to be using the Shimmer Star foam stickers for our embellishments. The first thing we're going to do is glue our designer series paper onto one of the 5 1/4 by 4 inch pieces. And we're just going to lay them out here. I'm going to use the smaller one kind of as an example on the ends. So we need one of those, and then a candy piece. And then I'm going to do the same thing up on top here. So just diagonal across. And if you want to, you can have them more closer to the end so that you have this extra piece to make other cards. So we can just bring those down a little bit. And I like to go have them the same, same pattern. So purple, candy, black and orange, and purple, candy, black and orange, just so that things are consistent. Okay, so I'm just going to glue the pieces on, and I'm not going to show you every single one because that'll make the video really long, but just kind of put a little bit on the edge. And this is why you want the mat, that silicone mat, just so that any glue that gushes out will be on the mat so that your paper doesn't stick on your any scrap paper that you have underneath to keep your work surface clean. So I'll just do this corner here so you kind of get the idea. And I'm not putting the glue all the way to the end, just where I want it. And I know it'll, smush out, so to speak. If you go like this, it'll kind of, swish underneath. And if you need a little bit more, then you can just add a little bit more like this is, and get the glue here. So just add that. So this is the front and back. So that might get confusing, but I'm going to do the black and white here. So we need a little bit more because it's a longer area, right? Okay, and then flip it over. Okay, you just don't want to make sure you don't get glue where you don't want glue. All right, and then I'm going to do that on the other side. And I would always start with the corner piece first, this piece, just so you kind of have an idea of how slanted you want the pieces to be on your card base. So I'll just hurry up and glue this on. Let's see, maybe it's a good idea just to flip it over like this so you know how much glue to put on. And then flip it over and make sure if it's directional that you put it the right way. And then this one. So let's flip this over where you want it so we know how much glue to put on here. Oops. See? All right. Oh, and I got some glue up on there on that one. So, be a little bit more careful than I am. Getting glue everywhere. Okay. So just let that sit a little bit, and then we're going to cut off the edges. So we are going to just hopefully you have a crappy scissors that you have done glue, cut off with paper and glue and all that. I wouldn't use your nice scissors to do this. So we just flipped it over. We're just following along the base or the edge of the card base here. Okay. And then, just cut as straight as you can here. Another thing, just have your pieces, because sometimes it's sticky on the side, that you can just put it on your silicone mat and take all the pieces away. And then you have something like this. Next, we're going to take our card base and fold it in half. I always like using my bone folder to kind of break up those fibers in the paper so that it lays down flat. And then I try to see which is the kind of, sometimes This is shorter, and then this is a little bit longer, so I like the longer end on the front. Then we'll glue this onto the front, centered. So just like, just put some glue around the edge. You don't really need to put it in the middle because it'll stick down solid. And then we're going to take our pieces, and I decided to use like a tree and this bird, I think it's dressed up as a bat, maybe down here like this. And then I'm going to just put them all and then put this little fairy, the bear fairy, up here like that. And I will, or maybe down a little bit, because I do want, well, maybe we won't have room for a sentiment on the front, or we'll just put it over this. So yeah, I just put this all up on dimensionals. So I just make sure you kind of lower these, because I'm going to put the greeting back here so we can, just slide it. Also, I make sure like dimensionals were in the middle, so then I could just slide this up next to the tree, so I have this part to kind of overlap the tree. And I just put 2 dimensionals here so that I'm able to overlap, over the tree a little bit too, on this side. And I just, and watch out that you don't have your stuff coming over the card. This almost did, but we made it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to ink up our greeting. So I think I'll just do Happy Halloween. And we're going to use Petunia Pop as our ink. And then I'm going to just stamp it as close as I can down at the bottom. Actually, I'm going to stamp it up a little bit because I'm going to fussy cut this out. And what I mean by that, so we get our paper scissors. Let me close this up. Is that we're just going to kind of cut around the words. Now this is pretty easy here because this is pretty straight, but you could go in and out like this if you want, where it goes up and down, just to give it some character there. You can do that here too. There we go. And then kind of come around. So it depends if you wanted a straight bottom. Oop, I got some ink on my fingers, but good thing we don't need that piece. So just kind of go up and down where the E's are, and then go up where the Y is. You can do a little bit more inside and stuff like that, but this is kind of straight here. And I'm just gonna, I think, cut mine more straight just to make this go faster. Okay, get that out of the way. And then just cut this out here and there, and cut that a little bit closer to the H. All right, so we're just going to put that right behind here, or maybe in the center, or maybe over here a little bit more. So what do you think? Let's see, maybe it doesn't even need it. Or fill this up here. Yeah, maybe just like that. So I'm gonna I don't think I'll pop it up I'll just glue this down. All right, so we got our front done. The last thing we're going to do is put our sentiment. So I put no tricks, all treats. So that'll be on our inside card piece. So I'll just get that straight lined up here on my graph paper. Let's see. And centered. And then there's a pumpkin that you could, stamp in there and things. But here's some candy corns that I thought we could just glue in here. You could just go like this and put them every which way. Here's a little bat. You could put a bat up here, something like that. You can put that there, or you can overlap them a little bit. So yeah, there's all different types of ways to decorate your card. And then after you decorate, you can glue it on the inside. Now, this is a great, you can get this at Amazon. It's like an glue eraser. So once this glue dries, I can rub that off. So like on some of these where the glue kind of came out, and once it's dry, you can just erase that. So I just wanted to share that tip with you, that even if you're a messy gluer like I am, you can erase, get those glue boogers out of here, off your card. So it just may take a little work. Now I said that I was going to use some stars, so let's do that. There's not too much room to do that, but I think we'll just kind of put them around the fairy here. And let's see, let's do something like this, or down here. So they have 3 different sizes: a small, medium, and large. Put the medium there, and then the large one I was thinking up here. So yeah, that'll be really cute. Here's a couple of other cards that I made. This one is using the Spooky Sweets collection, and this time I used the hippopotamus, the mummy, and that's the inside. So like I said, you could stamp down there. And then the other card, I used the Wildflower Celebrations, the DSP. So I put some of the DSP here, and then they have an ephemera pack also. And then I stamped the hooray and fussy cut it out. And then on the inside, I put a little balloon and then happy birthday to bring that in. So just a few ideas on what you could do with your DSP that have ephemera in it. You will find the measurements and product list on my website, michellesstamping.com, and click on card videos, and in the drop down, click on 2025 cards. If you enjoyed this project, give me a thumbs up and or add a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you make a card, please feel free to add it to the comment underneath this video. I'd love to see your cards and what stamp set and paper you used. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any paper crafting supplies you may need. If you would like a paper copy of the catalog and or to receive my newsletter, please email me at michellesstamping@gmail.com. All these links are below under the video for your convenience. Please click on the subscribe button. It's free to my YouTube channel so that my videos will be in your notifications when I post a new video. Thank you for watching and happy stamping!